In 1930, the Republican-controlled House of Representatives, in an effort to alleviate the effects of the, anyone? The Great Depression, passed the, anyone? A tariff bill, the Hawley-Smoot Tariff Act, which, anyone, raised or lowered? Raised tariffs in an effort to collect more revenue for the federal government. Did it work? Anyone? Anyone know the effects? It did not work, and the United States sank deeper into the Great Depression. Today, we have a similar debate over this. Anyone know what this is, class? Anyone? Anyone seen this before? The Laffer curve. Anyone know what this says? It says that at this point on the revenue curve, you will get exactly the same amount of revenue as at this point. This is very controversial. Does anyone know what Vice President Bush called this in 1980? Anyone? Something DOO economics. Voodoo economics.
The following clip is an extreme example of direct instruction gone horribly wrong in the classroom. The students are unengaged, they're falling asleep, they're bored out of their minds. It's not a great learning environment. And while it's for comedic effect, this unit will go over some different techniques to try and get them out of that. And instead of falling asleep and texting and everything, doing everything but learning, so hopefully we can get our students to stop doing that and get to here.
Marty Katroser?
Here.
Melanie Harhouse?
Here.
Beatrix Kiddo?
Here.
This unit will focus on Mexican independence. It's a 5-day unit, 3 lessons. It's a variety of teaching strategies used, and technology will be embedded in each activity and each and every day in the lesson. It's hopefully to get students excited about learning. These are some of the intelligences that we're going to be used. Visual, verbal, interpersonal, intrapersonal, kinesthetic, naturalistic, logical, and musical. Basically, we're going to be engaging students on different fronts. These are the Common Core standards that will be used in the unit. These are several of the technology standards that we'll be using throughout the unit. The first lesson is a jigsaw. It's a Sedai activity. What's great about this is that you can use it to cater to any learner in the classroom. It has great flexibility. You can work any activity into it, and students really respond well to it. This activity takes 2 to 3 days. Students will break into groups, and they will research a specific content area of the chapter. They can use any online information at their disposal, pictures, visuals, movies, songs, anything they need. They will teach their content area to the class, and they're listening, reading, writing, working together, talking together, and it has one-on-one engagement. Most of the intelligences are hit with this simple activity, and the students really respond well. The next lesson is a social media post. Students will utilize social media technology to put themselves in a historical event and personalize it. Students will take the role of a historical figure during Mexican independence. They will use a social media site of their choice, either Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. They'll post a first-hand account of the significant event through the eyes of their figure. This will hopefully personalize the event and make it more memorable in their eyes. The goal is to not see it as just a bunch of dates and days that they have to memorize, but something that they can relate to and something that they can be a part of. The goal here is to sell the story of the event. The final lesson is a digital timeline. This is a class activity. Students will use images to create a living, breathing timeline. Instead of dates and text, the students will be able to see pictures that jog the story of Mexican independence. The students will be asked to break into groups. They will create a timeline of 3 significant events using images online. Each group will be responsible for a different section of the timeline. Once completed, the students will combine their timelines together and create a class visual displaying the story of Mexican independence. This will take the place of a text-based, content-based timeline, which has been done a million times. By focusing on images, we can engage students in a different level. This will hopefully help them retain the material. In teaching, variety is king. We need to come up with new strategies to engage more students, whether that's through visuals, music, get them up moving around, We need to find new ways to reach more students, or otherwise we're going to see more faces like this. Let's work together and make sure we don't.